2 Samuel chapter 11 verse 2. Satan has access to the human mind. It happened late one afternoon, when David arose from his couch and was walking on the roof of the king's house, that he saw from the roof a woman bathing, and the woman was very beautiful. Satan's main strategy to deceive us is by trying to gain access to our mind through the door of the eyes and ears. That is, through what we see and hear. King David was one of God's most mighty men of the Bible, a man after my heart of God. Acts chapter 13 verse 22, warrior who won many battles. However, he fell into the trap of Satan's temptation and led his own family to destruction. Satan's strategy is to catch us off guard. He often tempts us after we have experienced a great spiritual victory. It was the case with David. He was tempted in a moment kingdom's prosperity. He was about 50 years old at the time and had reigned in Jerusalem for 12 years. He had subdued the enemies and returned in great triumph. At the appointed time to return to battle, David stayed in Jerusalem. Instead of accompanying the army, he sent Joab and all Israel into battle while he remained in the city. After winning big battles, he decided it was time to let his guard down and relax. In our spiritual battle with Satan, there is no time to relax or let our guard down. The moment we start to relax by cutting down on prayer time, stopping reading the Word, ceasing to heed evil strategies, Satan seizes the opportunity to attack us. That's exactly what happened to David. He succumbed to the tempter when he went up to the terrace and saw a very beautiful woman bathing. Satan gained access to David's mind through the door of the eyes, that is, through what he saw. Satan placed a temptation before David, which excited his desire. David did not deviate. When looking at the woman, he ended up wanting her for himself. Satan deceived and enticed David into thinking that the pleasure and satisfaction afforded by that illicit affair would be greater than they really were. And it was right there, on the roof, that David committed adultery, in the mind and in the heart. This sin later manifested itself in action when he sent for Bathsheba, verses 3 and 4. There are many Christians today falling into temptation, living a life of defeat, in bondage to desires and lust, because they allowed Satan to have access to their mind through the door of the eyes and ears. Satan's strategy is to fill our minds with temptation, so that the desires of the flesh awaken, influence our choices and actions until we surrender to the passions of the flesh and sin against God. Remember, Satan is limited in the temptations he places before you. God will not allow him to tempt you beyond what you are able to bear. 1 Corinthians chapter 10 verse 13. God not only limits Satan's temptations, but in every temptation he promises to provide a way out, which will make you stronger, more powerful, and more patient to bear it. God's purpose in allowing temptation is to test you so that you become perfect and fully mature, lacking nothing. James chapter 1 verses 2 to 4. Your attitude, when tested by Satan's temptation, should not be one of defeat, but of victory. Knowing that God has already provided an escape, who gave him powerful spiritual weapons, who anointed him with the power of the Holy Spirit, who gave you authority over the enemy's power, you must resist the enemy,